How's everybody been? Hope y'all been awesome. Either way, put it in the chat. Um, I'm Basim the Dream. This is my man C's. Welcome. First, as we always do, get the cordials out the way. How have you been, sir?
Shit, man. Blessed and highly favored and all that. So, I just, something light. I bought a house and everything, something small.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
man, you know. You come
Something
sleep on my
light.
couch anytime you want to, baby. You know what I mean? The couch is always open for you, baby boy. Come lay your head.
Something light though. That's something light.
Something
I
light.
like it. I like it. I like it. I really do. Congrats. Where's this house at?
It's in the hood. Buying back the hood, keeping it black. So, I'm gonna be in the north, getting it shaking.
I like it. We'll discuss exactly where at later. Are you near? You gonna be closer to Omar or away?
I don't
Closer to
know,
where you are now, basically.
probably around the same neighborhood.
Okay, I like it.
I'm getting to it before these crackers try to take us up out of there, gentrificate the joint. I'm gonna have black representation in there, so I don't wanna play that game. You know what I'm saying? So all you Karens, Kareem is coming soon, baby. I'm with it. You know what I mean? Kareem, right in your neighborhood. I will not hesitate to call the police on anybody that I feel is suspicious. And I feel that any white people walking around a black neighborhood is suspicious.
Yeah. Listen, they looking to take something. Whenever you see white people in a black neighborhood, they looking to take something. That's just
So
how I feel about it.
yeah,
Whether it
man.
be, you know what I mean, by force or voluntarily, they looking to take something.
So
But anyway, man, congrats. I like that. That's a major move right there. That's definitely a
yeah,
major
I
move.
used all black avenues to purchase it. There's a black loan officer, you know what I mean? I had a black realtor, everybody, black title company, the whole thing. I
I
recycled
like
my
it.
money right back to our people.
I like it.
So
What the mortgage company that you used? Who was it?
Loan Depot.
Okay.
I kind
All
of
right.
made this move before I saw that there was a big shakeup in the banking conglomeracy, which we call the black owned establishment. That now two
Yeah.
black owned banks have come together. So next year around this time I will be attempting to refinance and get on that money team.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, they one based out of Washington, the other one based out of LA.
Correct.
The two black owned banks that merged the other day.
Yeah,
That's major. They formed a $1 billion lending company. So
I got to get with it.
fully,
I
yeah,
got to get
fully
with it.
FDIC insured.
I got to get with it.
Um, we'll see if they'll pay out the claims, but that's if claims happen.
Got to
We'll
get
hope
with
that
it.
they don't. Absolutely. I mean, right now I'm
Monroe
with One
Williams, stay
United.
strong. Don't let them buy your shit. Stay strong. Matter of fact, renovate your joint and make it even better. You know what I mean? Don't let them take you out your hood, bro. Don't let them
Yeah,
get you.
yeah, between where I know where Nikki lives at. I also know where Mika lives at. Between the two of them, they're definitely in highly sought after areas as far as gentrification is concerned,
Yeah.
in Southwest and West Philadelphia. So yeah, they're definitely looking to do that in those areas. So make sure y'all pay attention. Make sure y'all upgrade if you can. Do everything you can do to keep these motherfuckers out your pockets.
Tell them come holler at Kareem, yo. I'll help you out over the phone. I'm with it. I get busy. I get busy. Verbal assassin.
I
You know what I
like
mean?
it.
I make them uncomfortable. You call and you talking about trying to buy something or sell something or anything like that. I'll moan in the phone. I'll act like I'm taking a shit. I'll multiple flush the toilet, all that shit, bro. I'm with it. There's one time, motherfucker called my mama crib talking about, yeah, we want to buy the house, and she had been called like 3 times by the same dude. I got on there and I started moaning like a whole white girl. It's like, yeah, yeah, you want to buy my house? Fuck yeah. And it made him so uncomfortable. He hung up the phone. He never called back. I don't give a fuck. Fuck him. I do all that shit. One nigga called. He thought it was sweet. He called the phone. I was like, "Hey, bro, let me tell you, I'm in the midst of wiping my whole ass. So I don't know what to tell you, man. And then I just started plopping shit in the toilet bowl to make it seem like it was real. You know what I'm saying? So I make you uncomfortable. You call if you I use that shit as therapy. I scream in the phone, all types of shit. All nigga, yo, I'm your guy. Call Kareem. I'm here.
Just
You can
push you on
attract my
three-way.
services. I
Just
only I only charge you a quarter. Won't even charge you a whole dollar. Just give me some quarters. We
what's
got
you
it.
going? Where they gonna get quarters from, bro? We got a coin shortage. Where they gonna get quarters?
Shit, I got a whole thing of, black people got the quarters in the water jugs, nigga. I'm pretty sure every black family got that one house that has quarters in water jugs, nigga. Yo, holla at me. I'm
This
here.
is this is probably true. This is probably true. I'm hating the fact that my camera just froze, but y'all
Man.
can still hear me. It's cool, and that is why we got this thing called redundancy. So you know, but but yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Um, Definitely got to buy back the hood. My little brother moved to uh, I guess I would call it Strawberry Mansion. They call it Brewery Town still. Um, and where he's at, he actually has a black landlord. Black guy brought as many houses on the block as he could, re refurbished them, and now he's renting them out as triplexes because those houses over there are basically 3-story brownstones.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so he did that over there, and I'm what I mean. I'm like, listen, always got to find as many black owned establishments as possible to spend our money and try to recycle this money through us, um, and try to get that black dollar to stay in our neighborhoods for as long as possible.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Exactly.
definitely. This way, yeah, I mean, we can affect change as far as politics are concerned, as far as all of that, just in general. Just we got to make sure that um, we're in position to have some type of equity in what it is that we're fighting so hard for.
Yeah.
That's really a thing. Um, I mean, outside of that, this week has been kind of tumultuous with everything that's been going on. Yesterday, we lost Chadwick Boseman. Everybody knows him for his roles as a Black Panther, as Jackie Robinson, as Martin Luther King and Selma, as man
James
his
Brown.
James Brown. Like his contribution to the arts is crazy. In such a short period of time
I heard
that he was
21 Bridges
actually.
was dope. I didn't see that. I heard that was fly.
I haven't seen 21 Bridges. I did see the Netflix joint that he was in.
Yeah, the
Um,
Five Bloods. That shit was
yeah, the
lit.
Five Bloods.
That shit
It
was
wasn't,
amazing.
and now we know why he was barely on camera. Like now it makes sense.
Yeah.
Now it makes sense. Um, but yeah, like I mean, rest in peace to him. Rest in power to him. This
Wakanda
morning I
forever.
went to sleep to that. I went to sleep to that. Woke up to Clifford Robinson passing at 53. That's you know NBA star, and it was just like their life in general is taking our black kings, and we gotta make sure that our health. We gotta pay attention to our health. We gotta make sure that I said I wasn't gonna go get a colonoscopy until I was of a certain age, and now I'm like, yeah, I might just go ahead and get it done. You know what I mean? Just to satisfy the people in my life. You know what I mean? Just to make sure that they're abreast of what might be going on.
Hey yo, if I could shit in the cup and they figure it out, then you know what I mean, we cool.
No, that's not what they're gonna do. That's not how that works,
They're
sir.
gonna
It's
they're
not how
gonna
that works.
slap they're gonna slap the glove on and
No, it's not even a glove. It's a tool. Yeah, they got to use a tool to go up in there, take a look around, and all that. So listen, I would rather that than to get diagnosed at like and be at like stage 4, like because most of the time when men get diagnosed with colon cancer, it's normally in the very late stages. So I would prefer not to.
fuck.
You know what I mean, Nikki said you'd be asleep, so you won't even know. You won't even remember it happened.
Oh, oh. So I'm getting Cosby'd. Got you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna just get it done. That's it. Like, I mean, I'm gonna just go get it done. It's cool. Um, And we also lost, another man this week to the police. Well, we didn't lose him. We didn't lose him. He survived, but that wasn't their intent. They tried to kill Jacob Blake. They shot him 7 times in his back. That was Sunday. Um, 7 times in his back. They tried to kill him, and he survived. Luckily, but now he's paralyzed from the waist down. They don't know if it's permanent or not. Just like when George Floyd got killed, there's been riots, and with the riots and everything like that, we had some dickhead decided that he wanted to be a vigilante and killed 2 protesters. Uh, so yeah, it's been a hell of a week. It's been a hell of a week. Jacob Blake got killed.
White boy's still alive though.
Yeah. Well, Jacob Blake is still alive technically, but he killed.
Nah, that's not the meat and potatoes of the news story.
Oh
Is
no.
white boy is still alive?
Yeah. Walk past the cops with an AR. Walk past the cops with an AR-15. And this is the part I don't get. He killed 2 white people. Like he killed 2 white men. Like I'm
Hey,
confused
that
and
white
like
privilege. Run back the tape on our old shows, y'all. I keep telling y'all that white privilege is so magnificent in this country that it like you could just see it. You see it. You
yeah,
see
you
it. Like,
can't deny this. You can't deny
you
this one.
see
Like
it.
you clearly see this guy walking past the cops. There's so many pictures of him, like in video of him of this whole situation. It's like, yo. And then on top of that, right? So today I read he didn't show up to court. Today was his first preliminary hearing for extradition from Illinois, where his mother drove him from with said gun to to Wisconsin. And so he crossed state lines with a gun that he wasn't supposed to have because he's not 18. And on top of that, he didn't show up to court today.
Is the
So
has the mother had charges filed against her?
no, not yet, but I swear she should be.
By
Because
law,
either way it goes,
by
if
law,
she
she is
was,
an accomplice to attempted
yeah,
murder.
because she was driving. If nothing else, she should get gun charges because if they pulled her over and the gun was in the car and she was crossing state lines, that those charges would have been hers and not his. As
Gun
far as the gun charges,
trafficking charges at that,
yeah, because
which is
you're
high.
crossing the state lines. So it's like, yo, like you're not protecting home. Home is in Illinois. You're protecting businesses that you don't own. You literally are here just to start shit. Like that's it. Like in my opinion, you are an antagonizer. Like that's it. However you want to work this out, and then you got the chief of police, the chief of police in the city talking about, well, if they weren't out past curfew and all this other shit, talking about the victims, and I'm like, yo, like that shit don't even make sense because everybody was out after curfew. And if y'all didn't care, and if y'all were so gung ho about everybody going in after curfew, then y'all had 1 or 2 options as far as how you could respond. You can respond and say, yo, we're gonna forcibly move everybody and make everybody go in the house after curfew. Or if that's not gonna be your response, then your response should have been, all right, cool, then I'm out. You know what I mean? Wash your hands with the situation as far as the cops are concerned and walk away and say,
Hmm.
fuck it. You know what I mean? And let mayhem ensue if that was the aim.
Hmm.
Because to me, I just look at it like, yo, like you can't, to me, you can't say that about first off, you should not say that about a victim. Because to me, it's equivalent to saying, well, if a woman wasn't out late at night, then she wouldn't have gotten raped. Huh? It's
Or
the
what?
same thing. It's
Or
like,
why is she walking around with that outfit on if she doesn't want that kind of attention? All that other bullshit. Yeah.
yeah,
All right.
all the bullshit that they feed them.
So I happened to go do a little bit of grocery shopping today, and I was inconvenienced um over there 52nd Street where the massive rioting had happened here in Philly,
Yeah.
and they have barricaded up. They made it one way in, one way out. They've barricaded up that shopping complex to prevent
Yes.
further rioting.
Yes.
So if you if you give us justice, then you wouldn't deal with rioting.
Listen, if they not gonna give y'all equality, if y'all gotta fight for equality, if we gotta fight for equality, what the fuck make y'all think they gonna give y'all justice?
Right, but here's my thing. If they gave black people justice, we would not go outside and tear shit up. So you would
No,
rather
we would. There's so many other things to tear shit up for. It's just that in these situations, because in these situations, in my opinion, whether you give us justice or not, the problem is still the problem. The problem still exists, and justice doesn't solve said problem. The problem is
well,
over policing.
justice sets a precedent. It sets a bar. It sets an example.
Yeah,
It's
it get
like,
it. All right, cool. So that means you charge somebody and they might go to jail and everything like that. Great. It doesn't to me, jail time and all that other shit is not a hindrance to, it doesn't prevent someone from committing a crime. It just says if you commit said crime, here's the punishment. But some people will still commit that crime. There are still people that commit that rob banks even though they know that if they get caught, they're going to do time. Like I
yeah,
don't so I don't think that it so even if you use jail time as a preventative measure, to me, it's not going to prevent but so much. So cool, you knock out the 10% that may not have done it anyway. Because that's really all you knocking out. To me, you have to, if you're not solving the problem, which is over policing, which is racial profiling, which is all of those other things that go along with it, which is dismantling the police system as we have it set now. Whereas though, a lawyer has to do 7 to 8 years in school, pass a bar exam, and be and pass all sorts of shit and be licensed in order to practice law. But the enforcers, some states 6 months training, some states a year, some states an associate's degree plus a year training, and that's to be a state trooper. In which case, most of them don't even really do real police work. They do more like corporate shit and
mm-hmm.
traffic shit they probably shouldn't even be doing. So
Right.
considering all those things, the system is the problem. And until we go about the process of fixing the system, don't placate me with your justice, because to me that still doesn't equal equality. That just equals, yo, we don't want motherfuckers out here killing people. We don't want people out here killing people. Cool, we can rock out with that. We don't want
So
people out here killing people,
so
but
you're addressing one problem and you still have another problem that exists. If we can still gain equality and still be murdered by the police on the other end.
absolutely.
So
That's what I'm saying to
I'd
you.
rather I'd rather live to fight another day versus being hunted and slaughtered and then know that my assailant is going to get a stern talking to and a paid vacation.
All
So
right,
if we
cool.
we have to separate them. The mission is two different missions. You're talking about equality. I'm talking about how the police are handled after they do a wrong. So
But that's
say me and you are brothers. We in the same house,
mhm.
and mama come downstairs. Now you done fuck something up. Say you done fucked up the favorite couch. You done took the plastic off. You done fucked it up, right? I'm nowhere to be found. But when I come in the house, she come down the stairs and she's, which one of y'all fucked up the house, fucked up the couch? And you like, yo, you know what I'm saying? We both say we don't know. And then all of a sudden she go check the tape. Oh, this nigga was outside. You fucked up the couch. So I see you get your ass whooped profusely up and down the house by mama. Guess what? I'm never gonna touch that couch again. Even if I
Yeah,
wanted to. Let me,
but that's you.
that's it.
But that's you. You also have to think about the mentality of most of the people that are police officers.
Right.
Overly
But at
egotistical,
least now we have an
control
example
issues.
set. We have an example set. The example is, oh shit, if I go and I touch that house, I'm getting my ass dragged around the house just like he did. That's the point. We don't have we have yet to have had an example, a clear-cut, fast example of justice from beginning to end. Because if me or you go outside right now and we catch a body, within 24 hours, we're booked, fingerprinted, we're charged, the whole thing.
If I
You know what
catch a
I'm saying?
body, ain't nobody gonna know. But it's cool. Go ahead, Ethan.
But
I get.
the example,
Push your
like if
example.
we go outside, I catch a body and it's on camera, and everybody's like, "Yo, this nigga did it." You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be, well, we need to review the tape. We need to get all the witnesses involved. We need to. it's expedited justice on civilians, namely black
Yes.
people who go through this. So keep that same energy for the. We see you shooting this man in the back. There should be no reason why he is not booked, fingerprinted, mugshotted, and charged and sat in the cell until he can make bail, until they give him
All
bail
right.
for it. That
Well,
that is the example that I'm
that's
looking for.
that they did that in Atlanta with the cop that shot the guy outside of Wendy's.
Right. We need more of that. But I'm talking
Yeah,
about
but
we
then
need
what?
to finish it.
Then what?
Finish this
But
shit.
then what? That's the thing. Like finishing it, he's in front of a judge that he's probably, you know what I mean, like chummy with. He might have been a bailiff on one of his off days with that judge. So no, I don't expect that from them. I don't expect it. So because I don't expect it, I don't even want it. Fuck it. Tear the system down. Tear the system down and start over. Because
Yeah,
to me, if you
tearing it
what's
down ain't
that?
gonna do shit. Because all it's gonna be is rebuilt under the same regime, just with different verbiage. You have to legitimately change it. Like you have to change it 100%. There is no tearing it down. No, let's tear it. No, we need to change it because you could if you burn down a house, all you gotta do is put another house back up. But if we change the landscape, add to it, take away the bullshit, add to what we need as black people and minorities, then we can deal with these situations on a different plateau. That's the problem. Now you are absolutely right. Yes, he is going to sit before a judge and a jury of his peers. Change that shit. Change it. If you do a heinous ass crime, you should split the jury in half. 6 black, 6 white. That is an even jury of your peers.
So so
Just like
looking at all
just,
right.
just to throw that out there. Just like even if he gets a hung
So
jury on it, whatever. But these juries be all white. The
even
judge all
considering
white.
that,
The
right?
whole like, come
But
on.
even considering that, even considering the jury, right, and considering the jury his peers, there's been cases. Hell, Wisconsin is a state where this happened. That the jury isn't just whitewashed. The jury pool is whitewashed, meaning that
There you
they
go.
don't even have candidates that are of other ethnicities. They don't even have candidates like that are even like that could even be possible to
Dang.
fit.
Yeah.
So and supposedly there's laws and whatnot federally that are supposed to stop lawyers and counties and whatnot from being able to disenfranchise people when it comes to picking a jury and things like that. You can't completely exit somebody just because of their race, but it's done all the time under the guise of different laws and whatnot that have been passed since. And considering that there's companies that are supposed to pick jury pools. That's what they do. They go out and they say, "Yo, we'll streamline this process for the state, and this is how much we'll charge." And they get out there and they're like, "Yeah, but anybody whose name started from W on didn't fit into the system, so they never got called for jury duty." Or anybody from these zip codes didn't fit because in a certain order, because like if you were to look at Philadelphia, all right, cool. So 19118 majority white, 19119 is about 50-50. 19150 is all black. So if they literally started from the top and went all the way down, and whatever the system limitations wouldn't allow them to get the 19150, then the majority of the pool itself is still white. So when you say, all right, cool, well, black people don't show up for jury duty, that would be the excuse of the lawyers and the attorneys that are and the judges that see these jury pools. For them, it's hands off for them because somebody else is taking care of it above them or before them. So even the pools themselves are tainted in that sense. So no, I don't want the system. Fuck the system. Fuck it all. Burn it down. Burn the whole thing down and rebuild something that works for everybody. If we're talking about equality, if we're not talking about equality and we're just talking about justice, then just let this motherfucker get shot in the head, and I'm cool with it. An eye for an eye is real, and I'm cool with it. That's it. To me, that's justice. You tried to kill somebody, bam, whatever. The cop that put his knee in George Floyd's neck, put a bullet in his head. I don't give a fuck. I've always been a fan of the death penalty. The death penalty discourages motherfuckers from committing crimes. The reason why motherfuckers just ain't out here murdering motherfuckers just on a regular is because of the death penalty, not because of, or it's the death penalty and the three strikes you're out penalties. Those two are the only two, in my opinion, that actually discourage a motherfucker from doing something. That's it. The if you do these, if you do this three times, you're going to jail forever. And if you do this one crime one time, the possibility of you dying in front of a crowd of people, those two things, and that's it. But fuck dying in front of a crowd of people. If you see, you've never felt you felt the idea of being hunted, right? You know what that feels like. Like you driving at night. Shit, you drive from here to Maryland, so you driving at night. I know what that's like. I know what that feeling is like when a cop pulls up behind you. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Shit. For me, the first time I got pulled over, it was 11 o'clock. By the time it was 3 o'clock, I was in Virginia. So and I got pulled over literally almost every state on my way to Atlanta one time. So I'm in Maryland. I get pulled over at 11 o'clock. I know what that feeling is like, having to look over your back as you driving down the street because my fucking license plate light was out. Not because of a tail light, just the light that goes over my license plate. And it wasn't both of them. It was just one. That feeling, that's the feeling that I want those motherfuckers to have. That feeling. And if they don't have that feeling, it ain't punishment to me. We just out here saying, all right, cool. We're going to go ahead. You know what I mean? We're going to let the system work. We're going to let the system do what the system does. The system has been set up to disenfranchise black people and to uphold white people. So if that's the case, then that's what's going to happen every time. Every time.
Well, my rebuttal to that is, yet and still, that's a different form of checks and balances. Yet and still, involves changing the system. Yet and still, we have to. I think as a cop, you should get tougher penalties than civilians.
Exactly. Now that I agree with.
You know better.
Yes.
You're supposed. Well, I'm gonna make the brash assumption that you know better because you're supposed to be doing what? Protecting and serving, upholding the law. You go through these trainings, whether it's 6 months, 6 years, however, you're still put in a position that the average person is not put in. So that means if you're held at a higher standard, and we pay you motherfuckers. So because I am paying you for a service, you know, what you do in a restaurant, somebody bring out the wrong food. You say, hey, yo, you take that back. You got to fix that.
Yep.
Because I'm a paying customer. So by me paying my taxes, and they get us paying taxes on food. We pay taxes on clothes. We pay tax. There's a 911 tax on your cell phone that you got to pay. So you guys are getting money left and right coming and going. I expect better service, which means that guess what? If I don't get that kind of better service, then because you are held on a higher standard, because you get to carry a gun everywhere and do anything, you run red lights whenever you put your siren, the whole world is yours. Then if you commit a heinous crime, your penalty should be more extreme for that crime than what a civilian has to go through.
I mean, the military does it.
Instead of a 25 to instead of the option of a 25 to life for the crime that you commit, it's automatically life. There's no debating it. Automatic.
Yep.
And that's it. That would be what I consider changing the system, because now we have said, now we are going to hold your feet to the fire and hold y'all accountable, instead of the opposite of what's going on.
But they still got to get through it. They still got to get through the trial. They still got to get through all of that, and that's where they normally win. We've had situations where, hell, Emmett Till's murderers went to trial. Like, they go to trial. That's not a thing. They go to trial. They've been going to trial. They've been walking away. That's where the problem lies. So we're like, all right. So here's the thing, right? So
you have to change that. Yeah, and still we have to just like.
No, all right. You keep saying we. No, we don't need to change it. They need to fucking change it, because it ain't up.
This is what we think, because we need more. We need more black cops. We need more black lawyers. We need more black doctors. We need more black people. See, I just had this discussion the other day. They brainwashed us in our generation to make it seem like it was cool to be dumb. Made it seem like it was cool to not be to fuck around and not become a cop. They made it cool for us. They fucking, if you go back and you look at all the movies in the 80s, 90s, early TV shows, all that stuff, and then you go to school. I remember going to school and niggas is like, yo, I want to be a cop, or I want to be, and they like, you want to be a cop? You a snitch, you a traitor, you did it. They made it cool. They facilitated it and they put that in our communities and they fucked us up with that. And they made it like the nigga who was getting good grades in class when you was a young boy. Yo, he's a whole nerd. He ain't gonna get no pussy. Fuck that. Oh, he always studying. They made it cool for us to be fucked up, and that's where the problem lies. That's why we need to change that shit. That's why when I talk to my young brothers and sisters, hey yo, you want to be a cop? Yo, do that shit, bro, because I need you. Hey yo, sis, you want to be a fucking judge? Do that shit, sis, because I need you. Because there's gonna be a time where we get old and these young cats gotta fucking step up and do this shit and carry the rest of this shit for us. Because I'm not going outside and protesting at 70. I'm gonna be too fucking old. You know what I mean? If I step outside and it's a protest, it's gonna be the last one because it's gonna be chitty chitty bang bang. Because that's it. That is, I'm 70. I can't keep going out there with that shit. That's it. So that's why I keep saying we, because if we have enough black and brown people who are inspired to get in the system, to infiltrate the system, we can change the system. And I ain't talking about no Kamala Harris type of situation, because I still am a little like protect black women and all that. Yes, please, let's keep, yeah, but I'll never forgive that cunty ass shit she did, man. Fuck you. You have the record for locking black people up in California. You have a record. You have a record, you smelly cunty motherfucker. That is a terrible thing that you did to our community. And it was a spiteful thing. And I can't, you know, like I said, yet and still, please, you know, she is still a black woman. So I still have to respect that and I still want to protect her. But I will not forget your indiscretions, your purpose and meticulous indiscretions.
Her decision to assimilate.
Whatever the fuck you want to call it. You hold the record for fucking up black people.
She went into the system and she assimilated to the system, which is what people do.
And then
when they don't have protection.
Then you see these motherfucking commercials, these Biden Harris commercials, and it's a whole bunch of black people. They're just pandering to us so crazy. So listen, that's the kind of systematic change. We need better representation, period.
Absolutely.
That's why it's a we thing. Because we can't control what them white people do. But we can control our community and get our community up in there. So you young cats that's going to college and thinking about taking a communications major, man, fuck that. Go be a cop. You young motherfuckers that want to do some old bullshit janitorial, whatever the fuck you in there, yo, go do something that's going to change your community. Change your fucking community, yo. You're going to get a check regardless, but change, like, inspire. Change your community, bro. That's why I say we. Because we got to fucking start laying the groundwork. They already laid it down. They've been laying it down for 500 fucking years. We got to catch up. Fuck that. And yes, I'm all for the death penalty, but yet and still, like I said, if it's gonna be 25 to life for me and you catching a body, it needs to be life or death for them catching a body. Fuck it.
Listen, I completely agree. Like I was saying to you about that, they do it in the military. If you get court-martialed, it's pretty much a death penalty, whether or not you want to. Yeah, I mean, it's a wrap for you. Like that's it. That's why so many people try to avoid it. They do everything they can do because if you got to go in front of a court-martial hearing in West Point, it's a wrap for you. Like they roofing you, period. Because you, like you said, you have more responsibility, you have more knowledge of the situation, you have more power in the situation. So therefore, you have to have more discretion in the situation. That is what the expectation is. And if you don't meet said expectation and you still commit a crime, then that's it. Saya fucking Nara to you. Like it's over. And I don't understand why we're still. I don't know. Maybe it might just be me. I still don't see it as a we problem. I see it as a them problem because they created the system and us infiltrating it and basically fixing it, because that's basically what it would be. It would be such a hard thing to do because I just see so many people that go into the system with the mindset when they first start the process of, they're going to change it, they're going to change it, and they're going to change it. 5 years in, they've assimilated to the system, and now they're part of the system. And now they're Kamala Harris in 2099 and 95 when she was out here breaking records and shit like that. Because at a certain point, I don't know what happens, but at a certain point, something happens, in a shift happens. Whether it be
the shift is accountability. Now, if I go out and I do something stupid by myself, it's different than if I'm in a car with you and you see me going to do something stupid and you say, "Hey, listen, I'm holding you account. Don't, hey, no, nigga, no." Accountability. That's why we need more. That's why we need more. There's not enough of us to say, hey, nobody. I'm pretty sure she didn't have enough black people around her to say, "Hey, yo, listen, Miss Harris, let me tell you something. I think that you might want to slow down on convicting black people. Just, slow down a second." I'm pretty sure there wasn't a lot of us in her ear telling her that shit. Pretty sure of it. And to respond to Miss Jackson, whose whole thing was, are more black cops going to make a difference? Yes, because if you have enough black people who come from a middle class to lower class institutionalized situation, they can sympathize better with the people who they are policing. That is what I want to see more of. I want to be able to, if I get pulled over in Harlem and that cop is from Harlem, he can speak to me in that same language. If I get pulled over on the west side of Philly and I got a cop who's from the west side of Philly, he a black dude, he's just like, "Yo, I'm checking in. You ran that red light right there. What's up? Are you all right? What's going on with you? Why you acting like a nutball?" So whatever, like whatever it is. You see what I'm saying? Versus a motherfucker who's from the Northeast, he's patrolling North Philly, and he just don't know how to interact with black people.
Yeah.
So our interaction is going to be different. I'll take my chances with dealing with a black cop by himself, or two black cops who are from the same hood coming and stopping another hood nigga, versus a white dude who don't speak the same language as me. So yes, more black cops would make a difference, that's just in my mindset in the aspect of the situation. We just need more black women. We need to be in the system. Accountability for each and every one of us as well.
So I agree with you as far as like accountability is concerned. There probably wasn't a lot of other black people in her ear and things like that. I agree with that. When it comes to cops, though, I think that there's an indoctrination process that kind of stops that, because ultimately, for instance, in Philly, they had a whole issue with how the interview process was going and not being able to get enough black cops.
Right.
One situation was they asked somebody, basically they pinned them for all of the shit that maybe their family did, people that they might have known, and it was like, no, you can't be a cop because you know too many motherfuckers that are criminals. So if that's the case, then anybody from, let's say 17th and Cambria, like anybody from that area that wants to be a cop, that's going to be a hard sell.
Hey yo,
to get into the system.
You know what my rebuttal would have been to that if I was really. So you're saying because where I'm from and my family, that makes me more susceptible to becoming a criminal. But hey, white man, you stole a whole fucking country. Your whole ancestry is criminal. Suck my dick.
Especially in America, but they still could say no. That's the thing. Like they could still say no. So yes, we have to change the system. We have to change the system. I agree.
That's a lawsuit to me. Not only is that, yet and still, that's a lawsuit to me.
Listen, it hasn't been
associated with. you're judging me based upon the actions of others. So if we're going to use that
But that's a
philosophy,
real thing. That's a real thing.
right,
That is how they
right,
pick
that's
cops.
fine. So then these white cops need to have their jackets reopened up, and if they are associated with any type of Hell's Angels, KKK, if any of their family members even sniffs the NRA pamphlet, they need to
But
be
we
vetted.
but we'd have to have people in the system in those positions. How do you get into the system if they're not even allowing you in from RIP? You can't get in from RIP. Like that's the issue. So when I say tear it down and start over, I mean do what they did in Camden. In Camden, the mayor came in when they voted her in. The first thing she did was, "Oh, you motherfuckers is over policing my people. Cool, great. Watch this." Fired everybody and said, "Y'all are open to reapply, but it's going to be under different. It's going to be under a different situation." And that was that. And rebuilt it from the ground up. And now since then they've had less when it comes to police brutality situations. They've had less dumbass arrests and things like that. They have now the fucking the city attorney and all of that. They don't have as many the caseload is dumb with filled with dumb shit like fucking jaywalking and shit like that. They don't have those types of issues anymore. Because now, like you said, they have the community, people from the community policing the communities that they grew up in and that they know, versus a situation like we have in Philly where you can't even get in. You can't even get in. You have to burn it down and start over. You have to, because if you can't get in to fix it, then it is what it is. If the building's on fire and I can't get in to put it out, then it's just going to burn to the ground. And that's the situation that we're in. And that's in most cities across the United States. In most cities across the United States, black people can't get in. So when they say, well, there's no black applications, no, there are black applications. There are definitely black applicants. And the applicants are overqualified for the position because most of the applicants are saying, cool, I want to, they're not even looking at it from the perspective of being a police officer in the city. They're like, cool, I'm gonna go into the city, I'm gonna be there for like a year or two, and I'm out. I'm gonna go to the county. And in the county, you need a bachelor's degree plus some experience. In Delaware, to be a state trooper, you need a bachelor's degree plus like 4 years of experience being in charge of something, whether it be being a cop, whether it be being a CO, whether it be being a leader at some place like Glen Mills. But you still have to have that type of experience on your resume. So you got to start somewhere, right? And most applicants that want to do that see that as their vision, they go through a locality to be a cop, and that's where the problem lies. If they can't get in, so when that's my issue. If we can't get into the system to fix it, as far as the cops are concerned, then it doesn't matter. If they're going to hold us out, then it doesn't matter. Then at that point, we have to go above them, and above them will be politics and policy and laws and things like that to make sure that they conform to a certain thing, or to do what they did in a lot of these other counties that were mostly black, is where they just pissed off the cops so much that they felt hamstrung and they just quit. It's one or the other. To me, it just makes more sense.
I'm down
to have. I mean, to me, yeah, because that's what that would be. I'm more. It makes more sense to me
to go police on white people all day.
I mean, that might be a thing, but also, like, to me, it would make more sense to go about it the political way. If we're going to do it peacefully would be the political way. Would be, all right, cool. We got to start building up our own candidates, and that's the long term. But that's also the long term goal. That would be, we got to we shooting for the long term versus we shooting for the right now. And a lot of this, the generation behind us, they want the right now, because to them, they look at it like, yo, they learn about their history and whatnot, and they're like, yo, no, they attach it to themselves, and they say, we've been going through this for like you said, 500 plus years. Nah, we want it now. Y'all had enough time to do it on your own. Y'all had enough time. Y'all didn't do it on your own. So now this is my response. My response is burning businesses down to the ground. My response is throwing trash can lids at the cops. My response is shooting at the cops. That's their response, because they don't have in their minds, we gave y'all enough time. That's it. To me, if I give my kid, if I say, yo, if I say, yo, wash the dishes, and it's 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock comes, 9:30 is bedtime. I go downstairs at 9:30 and the dish is still in the kitchen. I gave you enough time. Now comes punishment. You don't even gotta wash the dishes. Fuck the dishes. You were disobedient. You didn't listen. Now here comes punishment. I don't even want to talk to you about it no more. And that's really what that is. They don't even want to talk. The generation behind us doesn't want to talk. So that's why they keep putting us in front. They keep putting us in front. So they doing shit like there's a few different people that have been put out. Shit, Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is our generation. She wants to be, you know what I mean, motherfuckers, they want to talk now. No, we don't. The generation behind us doesn't want to talk. So they got to fix it now because the generation behind us is going to war. Because that's the thing. Like the generation behind us is the motherfuckers they're killing. Yeah, every now and again they kill somebody over 30, but on a regular basis they kill somebody under 30. They abuse somebody under 30. They mistaken identity somebody under 30.
Yeah, that's
so
solid.
they're protecting themselves. So I don't know.
Niggas is kneeling for the anthem.
They
That's
should.
crazy.
I don't even think they should have came out. Just my opinion. They should have did what George Hill did. George Hill said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna stay in this hallway until that song goes off, and I'm out." That's what they should have
I'd have sat down Indian style.
did.
It would have been hard for me to get back up because I'd have caught a cramp because that song is long as shit. I'd have sat down
No, they're
Indian
not singing.
style.
They're not singing the whole joint. If they sing the whole joint, then people will stop singing it. That's the problem. They need to go ahead and sing the whole song.
With
Then we really be.
the
I
racist,
mean,
the racist rhetoric that's in the end of it.
exactly, exactly. But I also want to address something that Nikki has said as far as they also move black cops. So even when you do get into the system, they don't even put you in your own neighborhood. So like my little cousin, born and raised in 19150, she's in Kensington. She don't know those people over there. But she's over there now. She's been there for a few years now. Now, yeah, I mean, she's kind of, like I said, she kind of assimilated to the people. But like I know the stock that she comes from. So I know that there's only a certain amount of assimilation that she's going to do. I look at my aunt, born and raised in, she's, born and raised in my neighborhood, 191, 19119, 19138, all that shit, right? So cool. Now she's the liaison, she's the community liaison at the 35th and the 14th districts. Cool, great. It works because she was born and raised in those neighborhoods. But before she was a community liaison there, and before she even became a cop, she had military experience and things like that. So there's certain things that she had when they allowed her in that also allowed her to kind of navigate the system different. And most of the time, a lot of these applicants that come straight off the street don't have that type of cachet, and that's also part of the problem. But again, that's the long shot. That's the we taking 5, 10, 20 years to fix this. We already been working at this for the last 5, 10, 20, 30. 63 was the walk on Washington, so that was 57 years ago. You know what I mean? And that walk was for job equality and racial equality and unions and all of that shit. That's what that walk and that march really was. And so, yeah, no, I'm not even that patient. And I feel as though I have the patience of Job, and I'm not that patient. Not 57 years. We've been waiting 57 years. At minimum, 57 years.
I mean, you might as well just round it up, say 60.
Exactly. We've been waiting 60 at minimum.
I
mean, I get it. Burning it down just seems so harsh.
No,
but
it doesn't. It's the same thing. It's just different verbiage. The change, whether you call it changing it, whether you call it burning it down, whether you calling it, taking out the trash, I don't know. At the end of the day, something has to happen that is going to lead to better policing, and just a better lifestyle for Black people. That's
something
it.
has to. Something
And
has to.
I can point blank guarantee you, homeboy is definitely going to be paralyzed for the rest of his life. Just from
More than
watching it,
likely.
I am going to say, and then now, when he is paralyzed and they do the final diagnosis and he is, legally paralyzed from the waist down, what kind of settlement are you guys going to pay this man? Because now you have altered his life, you have altered his children's lives. How much is this man's attempted murder going to be worth to the city of Wisconsin? Let's talk logistics. Easily, I
Millions,
I'm asking for 500 milli.
easy. Easy,
I'm
because we
asking for
don't know.
500
We
million.
have to we have to account for inflation as far as his medical costs are going to be concerned. We have to cost for the
Surgeries,
longevity of his life, surgeries, everything like that. The attempts
the
on giving him
quality
the
of his
I was
life,
about to say the attempts at giving him a good quality of life, and the fact that now he can't feed his children. So we got to
or make
consider all of
more,
that,
or
or
make
make more.
more children.
We got to consider
So
all
now
of that.
you've cut off
And I'm
you've
sorry,
cut
I
off
don't
a
want to say his
lifeline.
children. I don't want to say his children, his sons, because he's got all boys. So he can't feed his sons. He can't look after his
That
sons.
part,
He can't protect his
that part.
sons. So listen.
Now you have caused a ripple effect to now you
No,
can't
now we
have
can
this
see.
man.
No, now we can see the ripple effect. See, before it was just us seeing the ripple effect of them taking black men from homes and destroying them that way. Just for the record, everybody in the chat, I just posted the link to Jacob Blake's GoFundMe page. Even if you donate $1, just give something, that'll be amazing. But now they can see where they took this black man out of the home, and it's going to affect his children in a certain way, affect his sons in a certain way, because they watch their father die, and they watch their father get shot by police right in front of them. So the idea that, well, we use the cops as punishment and things like that, like, yo, if you do that, I'm going to call the cops on you, all this other shit, as our black kids are growing up. No, that wasn't even the case in this situation. In this situation, it was, they saw what the cops did. So now it's like, how do you expect those children to react and
It's
respond?
going to be hard for that man to teach his sons to be men from a wheelchair, because there are so many, like, there's so many life lessons as a father that you definitely need the use of all limbs. Like, whether it's to teach your son how to shoot a jump shot, or teach your son how to drive, or teach your son how to cook, or like just basic generic man shit, that now you have taken away these positive influences in your child's life. You have altered his life, which is now altered his children's lives, which is then now, if you want to be, devil's advocate, now that can cause a problem in the community, because now you have a group of young, angry black men whose fathers, who have watched their father's time on this earth been cut
Yep.
because of some senseless violence. So now we can look at the post traumatic stress of it all. Let's say the middle child, who witnessed the situation, he grows up and he decides that, since my dad wasn't around to help me shoot ball, or since this has been such a burden on me, having to wipe my own dad's asses and a third. Say he grows up and he decides that he wants to start killing police. Now, what do you where do we go from that now? Because now, do you think that he should be, you know, charged with this, that, and the third, or can you label it from the post-traumatic stress that you have, placed upon this child? And now we have to look at, like the ripple effect of it is so heinous, because now you have a whole group of young black men that have witnessed their father gunned down. So now, do they have the right to go out and commit senseless violence acts? And then now, are you going to hold them accountable for the acts that you guys have caused through the abuse of their father? Now we have to look at all of these things, and this is the change of the system that needs to happen the most. That's why I said we need to start to get these things streamlined a lot faster, and have it quick and easy. You are held on a higher standard as an officer. your trial shouldn't have to take 2 years, bro. Because
No,
our trials don't take no fucking 2 years.
not
They
at all.
they do us. They do us. If they really want us out of there, they get us out of there in 6 months.
Tops. 6 months is a
Six
long time.
months.
6 months
Six,
is a long time.
and 6 months, and that's with maybe two continuances.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I
Some
man,
shit happened that yeah.
for violent offenses. Let me say how they tried to do me. I asked for a continue. Did I ask for a continuation or did they? I think they were trying to get enough evidence against me, and even still, even with they wanted, yeah, about 6 months, and they was like, "Yo, let's do it. 6 months. We here. We gonna go for it." You know what I'm saying? And then under a special circumstance, they might have pushed my case out one more time, just a little further. But for the most part, I'm seeing cats in there. They on their last leg. I was like, "Yo, how long you been coming to court? Oh, they about to do my whole trial and everything. I don't 3 months. Like what?
Yeah.
Like
You said 6 months. 6 months is a long time. Most of the times, I've run into like like you said, 90 days.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
So as an officer, this is the guidelines. This is what I'm saying. This is the change. You're an officer. You shoot somebody. You get charged same day. You get fingerprinted same day. You got to go through the bail system same day. They load you up with all the charges like they do us. And guess what? In that next week or two, we only gonna give you 2 weeks to prepare your defense. You better get a damn good lawyer. And then that third week, we go on to war. And everything should be concluded at 2 months tops. Because you guys have the evidence. You have body cam. You have witnesses. You have people with camera footage. You have all of this stuff at your disposal. It's not like it ain't like it's a who done it. Like, oh, I'm pointing at you and I'm pointing at like who the we see you. So we should have this thing expedited. Hands down. That is the change that I want to see. That would then show the other cops around like, oh shit, 2 months? I fuck up, they gonna dead me in 2 months? Versus these cops who shoot these people and then
A
they
vacation.
they pay vacation for like 4 years. How long was the Eric Gardner shit? They didn't do them niggas. It was like 6 years or something crazy like that.
Some dumb number. It was crazy.
Like, like we saw you choke this man, and you got to chill and get paid and stay out of prison for over 6 years. Like 6 years. Come on, bro. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy.
Absolutely.
For a violent crime, bro. That's the change that I want to see. That's where I'm coming from mentally on it. That's how I feel. Like the whole burn to the ground it's the same thing in one. At the end of the day, though, we need to make faster examples of the situation. We can't let these people just sit at home and get a check, yo.
Yeah, that should have been off the books. Like it should have been a thing. But again, we're fighting a very powerful union because that union operates off of fear. So they run on the auspice that if there's no police, then there will be all sorts of crime happening. And I'm like, yo, cops don't prevent crime. Cops don't prevent crime. They
Fact.
respond and react to it.
There
They
you
do
go.
not prevent
There
it.
you go. There you go.
Cameras are supposed to prevent crime. Alarm systems are supposed to
Yep.
prevent crime.
Yep.
Not like the deterrents that we have in place, meaning like jail time and things like that, are supposed to prevent crime. They're supposed to be a deterrent. Cops are not supposed to be a deterrent to crime unless they're physically on the corner standing there as motherfuckers are attempting to sell drugs. Other than that, they're not preventing a motherfucker, like, for instance, domestic shit. They're not in your house. So they're not preventing anything from in your house happening.
There you go.
Like, that's not their job. That's not what the job description has ever been to be a cop,
Yep.
was to prevent some shit. No, this is not fucking whatever that fucking
Minority Report.
yeah, not this is not Minority Report. We don't have fucking precogs. For years I didn't know that precog stood for precognition. I'll let that go though. Didn't know. Didn't realize it. I'm gonna let it go. But yeah. So that's just how I feel about that. But you got anything else?
Shit, nigga, you know what it is. Breonna Taylor.
Absolutely. Arrest the officers that murdered Breonna Taylor.
That
Please.
that within itself.
Yeah, that's a
That
that's
within
an example.
itself.
That's an example. That is an example. But see, the thing with that, the reason that I know it's taking so long is because they blamed so many other people involved. As far as like, you got the judge, you got fucking the whoever else signed the warrant, whoever asked for the warrant originally. Now all of a sudden nobody knows shit. So yeah, that's where we at with that. But yeah. So make sure y'all check out All the Smoke podcast. Also, make sure we came on at 8:30. I think Infinite Candles by DJ is still on. That's Dre and Jazz. They might still be on their live. If they are on their live, make sure y'all check that out. They give out free shit every weekend. Um, yeah, that's it. What else you got?
Nigga, I bought a house.
Congrats again. Congrats again. Hopefully no fuck shit happens. I'll be on my personal page, either Basim the Dream on Instagram or Basim the Dream on Facebook, talking about the Joe Button podcast shit, and what's going on with that. I have to address that because I feel like it affects my pockets in the long run, so I got to address it. Yeah, that's it. I love you guys. Pray for me. I'll pray for y'all. Make sure y'all meditate. Try to stay as keep your mind as positive as possible. Yeah, that's it. I'll holler at y'all.